We are at Comic-Con today, my first time ever, and we're here for Planet of the Apes.
You know, the last story, I think you absolutely were rooting for the apes, and in this story you will as well, because it's really from Caesar's point of view, but the human story is also very relatable, and it makes it a very complex problem, and I think that that's going to be exciting for an audience, so I'm really excited for us to share that.
This movie takes place about 10 years after Rise, and there was a big virus outbreak, and there are very few humans left, and to me it's really a survival story between the community that Caesar has created of apes and the remaining humans, and can they both survive together?
A guy called Malcolm who, has a young son, and he's one of a few people that are still, trying to scratch out a living, 10 years after, an outbreak of a flu which wiped out most of the world. And he then meets, this extraordinary ape, Caesar, who he's got to work with, and Caesar's got to work with him, and they go on a journey, and the ape teaches him a lot.
The thing that really blew me away about the last film was Caesar, was what they did, what Andy did, what Weta did, what Rupert did, what everybody did with the story. It just, you became, as a kid, I was obsessed with Planet of the Apes, the original, because I wanted to be an ape, and it really had to do with the physicality of it. I love that John Chambers makeup, and I just wanted to be a gorilla. And the thing about Rise is that it made you emotionally an ape. It really turned you into Caesar, and the thing that we'll definitely be carrying forward, the thing that was important to me, was to take what they had done, which is to be inside Caesar's point of view and carry that into a new story. And obviously the end of the last movie leaves you in a very, very complex state, because you know that this virus is about to take shape and what that's going to do to the human race. And so this is really a story about whether or not the human population that's left can coexist with the ape population that Caesar's leading, and that's what we're hoping to do.
One of the things about playing Caesar is he's incredibly still as a character, and being able to distill what his thoughts and his thought processes are. And he's a very deep-thinking character. And in this movie, he's much more philosophical. He's aged 10 years. He's a leader. He's a sort of a very egalitarian leader, and tries to listen and political. But he still has a sense of innocence, and is also is trying to retain what is good about humanity that he learnt from his father figure, which is James Franco's character in the last movie. Trying not to necessarily completely wipe out everything he grew up with, because those formed his opinions, and those formed, So in bringing together this ape community, in a sense, he's trying to find his inner ape, and create a set of beliefs that they can all live by peacefully.
Andy is incredible, and actually, just as I was taking this, I was working with somebody, another actor who had worked with Andy on a completely other film, like a war film, and he said, "You'll be fine." Because I was nervous. I thought, what is that going to be like, acting to imaginary things, and they're going to be apes but men in gray unitards. Like, what is that going to be? And he said, "No, you'll be fine," because he's so good.
Andy, Terry Notary, a lot of the other guys who are playing the apes, their research and the work they've done to get ready is extraordinary, that you are working with a guy playing an ape, and you're sitting there and you're acting it out. So it just makes it easier. It's like the technology now. We don't have to shoot in a green screen. We're on a location. It's just like another film now. And that when they put the rest of it on there, Andy and Terry and all these other guys are there in it, and it looks like an ape.
I had never done anything with performance capture, and so the first thing I did was I talked to all the effects people, the people at Weta, and I said, I want you to show me all of the footage of Andy doing the character just as Andy, and then show me what was done, and let's go scene by scene and look through it, because I was blown away by the movie and what he did, and I wanted to see what he did. And the truth of the matter is that the revelation was exciting for me, because I love working with actors, and I just like working with actors and their performances. That's the most exciting thing for me. And what I realized by looking at that was that the key to motion capture is the actor. That if you can get a performance that is authentic and emotional, that's going to come across. And the genius is the way that Weta is able to translate it, but you start with a performance, and Andy's just a great actor. And so that was what's exciting for me, was to see that really it was just about directing it in a grounded and realistic way.
In my mind, what the best thing about this movie is that it's this giant summer movie, but it's Matt Reeves, who is this total artist, sensitive, has a point of view, and I think that's a good combo for a summer movie.
You're locked down shooting a film for 4 months, working away in this crazy world, and it's nice to come and get out there with the people that love it just as much as you do.